Hey everyone, I'm Somnath, and welcome back to Dollar Cents where we decode complex money trends into smart moves you can make today. Right now your money is under attack, and you probably don't even realize it. The stock market is booming, gold is climbing, Bitcoin is running. But behind the scenes, something dangerous is happening. Your money is quietly losing value. In today's video, we re-diving deep into the money trap and ILL, show you exactly what's going on, and what you can do to protect your wealth before it's too late. In the quiet hours before dawn, when most people still slumber peacefully in their beds, there's a conspiracy that unfolds. A secret agreement among the world's financial elite who gather behind closed doors to orchestrate an insidious plot. Their goal is nothing less than to strip you of your hard-earned cash, to watch it slip through their fingers like grains of sand, while they themselves grow fabulously wealthy. But here's the terrifying part. They don't even need you to notice what they're doing. Because once you wake up, once you step out into the bustling world, you'll see everything seems normal. The markets are booming, the economy is expanding. What could possibly be wrong? Welcome to the silent theft. Today we will expose this sinister scheme that threatens to make you poorer without ever realizing it. Now, I know it sounds like the plot of a thriller movie, but this is real life, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The conspirators aren't some shadowy figures in dark alleys, but the very institutions that govern our world, the banks, governments, and financial giants. Their secret weapon is something called silent inflation, and its effects are more insidious and more devastating than you can imagine. As we delve deeper into this topic, I want you to keep one thing in mind. This isn't just about numbers and economic jargon. It's about the very fabric of your financial well-being. If you feel like your wages are barely keeping up with the cost of living, that your savings are dwindling, that your future seems uncertain, then this video is a must-watch. The shocking truth is that while we sleep, our money is being quietly devalued, bit by bit, day by day. And if we don't wake up to this silent threat, we could find ourselves trapped in a world where our hard-earned cash buys us less and less each year. M2 explosion is not just numbers, it's a hidden tax on your savings. Let's start with what seems like a dry, technical term, M2. It may sound like a car model, but in the world of finance, it refers to something much more sinister. Think of M2 as a ticking time bomb, each tick representing another stealthy erosion of your purchasing power. Essentially, M2 is a measure of the money supply. It's not just the cash in your wallet or the coins in your purse, but also the digital entries in your bank account. It includes money market accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposit, and other near-money assets. And here's the kicker. Since the Federal Reserve unleashed its money printing presses into overdrive, the M2 money supply has been skyrocketing. In simple terms, they've been creating trillions of dollars out of thin air and injecting them into the economy. And where does all that new money go? It ends up in bank deposits, inflating the M2 figure. But why are they doing this, you ask? Well, the stated reason is to stimulate the economy, to help businesses and individuals weather the storms of the pandemic, and more recently, the war in Ukraine. However, this move has profound implications. By flooding the market with extra cash, they're essentially diluting the value of every dollar you already have. It's like adding more water to a glass of soda, thinking you're increasing the flavor, but in reality, you're just watering it down. And just as a glass of watered-down soda is less refreshing, your money is becoming less powerful. The same amount of money can buy you fewer goods and services. It's a slow, almost imperceptible process, but over time it can have a devastating impact. Imagine you have $1,000 in your bank account today. Thanks to the explosion in M2, that $1,000 might buy you $980 worth of stuff next year. Then in the coming years, it becomes even harder to buy the things you need with your cash. This is the hidden tax, a silent thief that robs you of your purchasing power without you even noticing. Silent inflation is already here, and you're feeling it at the grocery store. We've been conditioned to think of inflation as a sudden, dramatic surge in prices, a bit like the hyperinflation experienced by countries like Zimbabwe and Venezuela. But the truth is, most developed countries like the US and the UK are experiencing a different kind of inflation, a more insidious form known as creeping inflation. The name might sound less dramatic, but the impact is just as real. It's the reason why your grocery bill seems a little higher each month, why a trip to the gas station stings a bit more, and why that new car seems just out of reach. In a nutshell, creeping inflation is a gradual increase in prices over time. It's the silent thief that sneaks into your wallet and empties it bit by bit, day by day. Unlike hyperinflation, it operates under the radar, going unnoticed by most until it's too late. You might not see the price of bread double overnight, but over the course of a year or two, you'll find it takes a larger chunk of your paycheck to buy the same loaf. That's the insidious nature of creeping inflation. It drains your purchasing power slowly, insidiously, making it harder and harder to buy the things you need and want. The most alarming part, it's often invisible, not reflected in the headlines or the daily news. So while you might not feel it in any single purchase, the cumulative effect can be devastating. When you look back, you realize you've lost a significant portion of your spending power. Things that used to fit comfortably in your budget now require belt-tightening. And dreams and aspirations that once seemed attainable suddenly appear out of reach. That's why it's crucial to understand and recognize the signs of creeping inflation. It's not just an economic term, it's a reality that affects you every day. It's about preserving your financial health, protecting your purchasing power, and ensuring your hard-earned money doesn't slip through the cracks of this silent thief, the illusion of wealth. Now let's shift our attention to the stock market. Have you been wondering why, despite the economic uncertainties, the stock market seems to be on a never-ending upward trajectory? The Dow Jones Industrial Average, Standard & Poor's 500, and Nasdaq Composite hit record highs in early 2022, but here's the intriguing part. On the ground, the economic outlook appears anything but rosy. Businesses are struggling, unemployment is soaring, and consumers are tightening their belts. So how can the markets be booming when the economy seems to be on the rocks? The answer lies in something economists call excess liquidity. It's a fancy way of saying there's more money chasing fewer goods. With trillions of dollars pumped into the economy, people have more cash in their pockets, and more importantly, in their bank accounts. Where does that extra money go? It flows into the markets, inflating asset prices. Houses that were once considered luxury now have bidding wars. Stocks that were once blue-chip investments become wildly overvalued. And rare collectibles see astronomical price hikes. It's a classic case of supply and demand. But the question remains, is this growth real? Is it sustainable? Or is it just an illusion created by the abundance of cheap money? The danger lies in mistaking this artificial boom for genuine prosperity. It creates a false sense of wealth, luring many into a financial mirage. People borrow heavily to invest in overvalued assets, taking on debt to buy the latest gadget or upgrade their home. But the truth is, they're only adding to the bubble, inflating prices even further. When the music stops, as it always does, the bubble bursts, leaving many high and dry. Cash is no longer king. It's a liability in the great devaluation. For generations, we've been taught that cash is king. Having money in the bank is seen as a safety net, a reliable store of value, and a tool for building financial stability. However, in the current economic climate, that old adage might just be turned on its head. Cash is no longer the reliable asset it once was. In fact, in the era of quantitative easing and money printing, it's fast becoming a liability. Keeping your money in a savings account might seem like the safe, sensible thing to do, but you could be losing money in real terms. Think of it this way. If you have $1,000 in a savings account earning a paltry 0.5% interest, while inflation is at 3%, your $1,000 effectively loses 2.5% of its value every year. In essence, you're paying a hidden tax on your savings. And the more cash you hold, the more you lose. It's a silent erosion of your financial security. It's like having your money slowly drained away, bit by bit, day by day. And if you're not proactive, you could find yourself trapped in a cycle where your savings dwindle instead of grow. What's the solution? How can you protect yourself against this silent thief? First, you need to educate yourself. Understand the forces at play, the economic jargon, the financial tools, and the strategies that can help you stay ahead. Don't rely on outdated wisdom or traditional advice. The financial landscape has changed, and it's time to adapt. Second, diversify your assets. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. Explore different asset classes, from stocks and bonds to real estate and commodities. Diversification is key to mitigating risks and ensuring your wealth grows steadily. And third, invest in yourself. Become financially literate, learn how to manage your money, negotiate better deals, and secure your financial future. Remember, knowledge is power. And in the world of finance, your understanding can be your greatest asset. Protect yourself. 3 realistic steps for regular people to stay ahead. Now that we've exposed the silent inflation conspiracy, it's time to equip ourselves with the tools and knowledge to combat it. How can we, the ordinary citizens, protect ourselves from this sinister scheme? The good news is that there are actionable steps we can take. Practical measures that can help us navigate these treacherous waters and secure our financial futures. Firstly, let's talk about buying productive assets. Instead of letting your money languish in a bank account, consider investing it in assets that generate income. This could be as simple as buying dividend-paying stocks, investing in rental property, or starting a small business. The key is to put your money to work, to make it work for you, rather than letting it sit idly, losing value to inflation. Secondly, understand the power of inflation hedges. These are investments that tend to increase in value when inflation rises. Gold, for instance, has long been considered an inflation hedge. So has the stock market, especially when it comes to blue-chip companies with pricing power. Index funds can also serve as effective inflation hedges, as they typically mirror the performance of a broad market. Finally, avoid the debt trap. Debt can be a dangerous game, especially in an inflationary environment. High interest rates coupled with inflation can make it challenging to repay your debts, leading to a vicious cycle of borrowing and inflation. So tread carefully, avoid unnecessary debt, and focus on building a strong financial foundation. Remember, knowledge is your most potent weapon against silent inflation. Understand the financial tools available to you, the risks involved, and the opportunities for growth. Take charge of your financial future today, because tomorrow it might be too late.